Okay, enough with the flashy effects. You clicked on a video about how to make these cabinets, and that's exactly what you're gonna get.
Yup, that's me. You might be wondering how I got here.
This is part 2 of a series where I'm turning my kind of drab basement in my mid-century modern home into a World Heritage Site. In my last video, I curled up on the floor like a shrimp for 8 days and nights to install this cork floor and to make 40 cushions with Velcro that turn this bench into a sofa wall that can be transferred to the floor whenever I need. Today, I'm tackling this massive unruly shelf, transforming it into a princess. First step is to berate its appearance and destroy it psychically. You're so dusty, Indiana Jones wouldn't touch you. Rectangular ass. You look like an evidence locker. You look like a hardware store lost its will to live. Butter yellow. 5 months ago, I was deathly shy to start filming videos, and now I'm proudly hurling insults at an inanimate object. Okay, so to kickstart this project, I first need to get the proportions of the cabinet. I do not like to measure things because I look at this thing and to me, it's just gobbledygook. Like I remember in high school, I was just starting to warm up to the concept of centimeters, and then I was forced to move to this cruel land where an inch is like 5/9 plus 23 of a yard or whatever, and I really regressed. If I have any choice in the matter, I only measure using things I can trust, like the length of my forearm or the distance from the base of Maeve's ear to the tip of it. But every now and then a project comes along determined to traumatize me, and I know that if I don't use this devilish scepter, I'm gonna pay.
I've gotta stop my mind, working overtime, it's driving me insane.
Honestly, that was really easy. Why do people make such a big deal of it? Now that I've got my numbers, I can start to mock up possible mirror layout options. I've considered a bunch of different options, some with far more details and variation between the 6 doors, and I was limited by the proportions of the acrylic mirrors that were available online, but I think I've settled on this. It's like the simplest one that I came up with. And I think by having this part on each one that is exposed plywood, and also each of the 6 doors are gonna have the slightest variation. So this part, having plenty of space from the edge of the mirror, I think will help to absorb those differences well, and it'll still look very uniform. I'm very impatient to get started, so I think I'm gonna summon mirror delivery day with 2 snaps.
Save me, save me, save me.
These boxes are quite a bit heavier than I was expecting. Dearie me, have I erred? The last time I ordered a mirror, while I appreciated the special design touch that the delivery person tried to give it, I really hope that this time they just allow me to keep my corners those run-of-the-mill right angles, but we'll see what we get. These are theoretically very lightweight gym mirrors. They're made out of acrylic, not glass. That makes them pretty cheap, but sometimes there's a risk of warped images. Normally I wouldn't get this if I was just using it as a normal mirror, but since it's gonna get coated in many layers of resin, I think the warping is the least of our concerns when it comes to reflectivity. Wait a second. These are not acrylic. They are actually mirrors. Oof. How much weight can those doors handle? I mean, I'm not sending these back. I'm gonna figure out something to do with them somewhere. The speed with which I have already found the perfect use for these 6 heavy-ass mirrors I accidentally ordered, and ordered the correct ones for this project as well. I am a professional lemonade maker. This does leave me with nothing to do today though. As a border collie, if I don't have a job, then I go self-employed.
Okay, so here we go. If it works, I'll let you know. 1, 2, 3, I'll say stop.
Then you're going to do a spiral. Now you're going to, as soon as you do fold, you're going to reverse press. Then you'll swivel, jump, heel, heel.
After that great mirror snafu, I'm realizing I need to get serious and I need to institute some safety measures. So I'm piloting a new program whereby at the beginning of every project, I'm going to make a sacrifice. Okay. Let me get another egg. Not the best start to my program. Okay, now the oil is burning. That's fine. That's fine. Just give it a little more. Okay. Girly, al kiwi.
Okay, so that good egg juju might be a little bit slow to kick in given my ensuing plywood blunder, but no worries because it's an opportunity for me to share with you a general life lesson. That lesson is that it is basic courtesy to instantly scrap weeks of planning to avoid mildly inconveniencing a stranger. When I went to pick up the plywood, I realized that if my doors were the exact dimensions I wanted, I would need to ask Larry at Lowe's to carry 6 of these massive sheets over to the cutting machine. I've changed Larry's name to protect his identity. I can't have 224 of you swarming him at his place of work. The plywood comes in only 48 by 96 inch pieces, so rather than having 6 pieces cut out like this with much material and money wasted, although let me be completely honest, it was not about that. I just could not bear to exploit Larry's time like that. I'm only going to use 2 large sheets, which can be divided into 48 by 30 whatever more easily. This saves Larry having to do the height cut, and he can just slice each one into roughly thirds and get back to what he needs to do far away from the scary slicing machine.
Okay, I'm not going to jinx it with the splinters. I'll celebrate in 3, 2, 1.
Save me, save me, save me, save me.
We're all done with sanding. Now to actually get them on there. Putting on hinges so that everything will sit straight is kind of a technical task, but I'll show you how to get it done.
Save me.
Escucha las palabras de las brujas. Los antiguos días invocamos. Ahora la obra de la magia oculta.
Stop playing with him, Riot. And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a Ken. Like Jazzy, Stacy, Nikki. All of the Barbies is pretty. All of the Barbies is bad. It girls, and we ain't playing tag. Rad.
Okay, the thing is, maybe it doesn't. The picture is truly criminal.
I have literally no idea what he's talking about here. I'm acting. Okay, watch and learn.
Look at which one has the 2, but then they're completely ignoring this side of the piston. So like that. So then it would be maybe.
Yeah, they definitely don't look like this.
Yeah.
It looks like it should matter.
That being said,
This is when it's open. It retracts. Is it moving more like this? Like this one moving like this? Or is it turning safe?
So I pull in a Ken. Like Jazzy, Stacy, Nikki. All of the Barbies is pretty.
Okay, I've helped as much as I can, and we've got some other work to do here. A few weeks ago, Maeve made the grave error of showing me this facet of her athletic prowess. So I'm harnessing this newfound knowledge of her insane bounding abilities to mold her into a horse. This is the first step in my eventual plan to be able to hold my arm out across a field and have her sprint over and jump over it.
The bread, I want all of it, and I want a piece, so I all of it. And I throw it back to he losing it, and I give the box with no shoes in it. Yeah, I know the trick, so I got him break. Yeah, they know it, me and Barbie, bitch.
see the point that they're making that is kind of nice if. Yeah.
And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a Ken. Like Jazzy, Stacy, Nikki. All of the Barbies is pretty. All of the Barbies is bad. It girls, and we ain't playing tag.
You can't jump around the side.
Okay, so this is like 30.
Yeah, more or less. Wow! And there, exactly. Turn around.
It's girls, and we ain't playing tag. Bobby ain't nothing to play about. He wanna play in a playhouse. The they gon' say now. I'm watching these bitches, I'm rubbing a stain out. Like
It's gonna be impossible to drill with this.
Right.
let me go find me a pen. Look where it led. Now I'ma put it to bed. She a Barbie bitch with her Barbie click. I keep dragging her so she bald a bit. And I see the bread, I want all of it. And I know the trick, so I got him break. Yeah, they know who it, me and Barbie, bitch. And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party.
The correct mirrors have ostensibly arrived. If they are cracked or if there's anything wrong with them, honestly, I'm just gonna have to deal with it. I pride myself in staying calm and solution-oriented in a crisis. Oh, yes. Perfect. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Can't believe it. Do you see how bendy these are? You hear that? The reason why we're set up in this pastel dungeon instead of upstairs where things are nice is because that dog, God bless her soul, she sheds like 30 kilos of fur a day. I can't have her here sprinkling her keratin confetti all over my resin while it's curing. And this room has the benefit of having a door that I can close. Oh no, I'd forgotten that I'd uninstalled these last year. Calm and solution-oriented in a crisis. That was actually a complete non-issue. I just made this plastic door like they did back in medieval times, and this is going to be really effective. There's nothing Maeve is more terrified of than a plastic bag.
Resin is a material that really betrays an unlevel surface. During its 24-hour cure period, it'll slowly just slide off. So I'm using some leftover flooring pieces to try to keep it as level as possible.
I know that I'm in the voiceover blabbing about the importance of it being level, but the truth is I'm not doing anything more than this. The level just looks way too much like a ruler, and you guys know my situation in that regard. And if you guys have been attending class, aka you watched my previous video where I made a couch wall, then you know that the only skill that you really need in DIY is the ability to pretend that however something turns out, that's what you intended in the first place. So in this case, if the mirrors aren't level and the resin pools, then pooling was my avant-garde choice all along. I've got everything peeled and leveled, but the day is quickly drawing to a close. So I'm not going to be able to put the first layer of resin on, but tomorrow at dawn we ride. It's now dawn. Well, it's 2:10 p.m. of dawn. Let's quickly go over supplies and get to it. I've got gloves. I got mixing cups. I also brought in 2 radiators to keep the room warm. And then I have 3 kinds of pigment that I'm going to experiment with. This one's just a regular resin pigment. This is alcohol ink, way less viscous and should give me a different texture. And then this with the beautiful packaging is mica powder. There are these sachets of pearlescent powders. I got 2 gallons of resin, which comes in these 2 parts which you mix together. The mixing is what starts the curing process. Okay, off we go!
Three little birds sat on my window, and they told me I don't need to worry. Summer came like cinnamon, so sweet. Little girls double dutch on the concrete.
Day 2 of resin, and I have some updates. I'm not happy with how much dust I'm seeing across the surface. It's a little bit hard to show. There are a lot of flecks and divots. Try and avoid a repeat. I'm in my most dust-free outfit I can think of. I'm not allowing the dog near me. Hoping for slightly better dust protection in the next round.
Blue as the sky, sunburned and lonely, sipping tea in a bar by the roadside. Don't you let those other boys fool you.
It's happening. I think my vision is coming to life. Okay, I realize it actually does still look pretty rough. The color mixing is starting to look a little more complex. Love that swooshiness. In the 3rd layer, I'm going to try and achieve more of this kind of thing. The splotchiness, I think, looks really sophisticated. Oh my god!
Go put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. Blue as the sky, sunburned and lonely, sipping tea in a bar by the roadside.
Now time for layer number 4. I think I'm officially past the point where I'm worried that this entire thing is a bust. There's a lot of really good texture and color going on in all of them. I want my next few layers to just build on that. I'll also work on incorporating more of that mica powder, which I've been neglecting, to have the pearlescent finish and to have more intermixing of color between all of them while still having them have their own distinct identities.
Maybe sometimes we feel afraid, but it's alright. The more you stay the same. was more than I could take. Pity for pity's sake. Some nights kept me awake. I thought that I was stronger. When you gonna realize that you don't even have to try any longer? Do what you want to. Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. Ooh, you're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow.
Just trying out one more egg sacrifice before I head down to see how the final layer cured. How do I show you the worlds contained in these guys?
I don't know how to describe this. I just keep getting lost in these. How layered and mesmerizing and just interesting every single one is. As I do this, even though the surface is now smooth and flat, I think it's still showing me the ripples of the resin underneath the top layer. And then the spots where I added mica powder, they're glittering when the sun catches them. I'm seeing a few little Maeve hairs trapped in here. But every single splotch of color that I put in here that in the moment I thought was a mistake is shining so beautifully. This one here freaked me out, and look at it.
This is not a U-Haul ad, but we can appreciate the juxtaposition.
That splotch can be tracked to this almost invisible bit of pigment that I dropped there. But in the reflection, it looks like a crater. That part there is glowing a lot because it has more mica powder in, so it's reflecting a ton of light.
This is the version where maybe it's a bit more continuous.
If we wanted to just see something that's totally drastic, we could switch these two
Wait
and
a
see what
second.
it looks like. Kind of allows them to stand on their own, right?
Maybe this sort of gives them what I get individual protagonism.
Like both of these have been sort of attacked by the same splotch of red.
Oh, it's good in theory, but
Actually,
it's not clicking the same for me as before. One thing I don't like is that the two darker parts of the blue
They're
zone.
both up.
This connection here is really important. Just step back and see how you feel.
Yeah, are you comfortable holding it? I think it looks cool, but I think it's going to look better with the blue up. Definitely better. No, you look at it because you're the visionary. The deep green on top.
good.
Very
This one, if you put it this way, it'll feel more pink orange,
Yeah,
which maybe,
with just hints of green.
And then the
from
hints
their
of green
handles.
are more subtle in the
Yeah.
bottom, so I think this is now the optimal.
This is awesome.
So I think we're good.
Thread up.
It's a very important step.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to feel the power of 1,000 kings?
With your teeth? Can you do like an open mouth, wide smile? Can you leave your mouth open? Like, ah, wow, ah.
If you say so.
Oh, wider open. Open wider.
No.
Please.
No, what are
Come
you
on,
gonna
just do it, please. Even wider.
No.
Please.
Ah.
Nice, thank you. I would never represent you badly in my video.